insane Mk1 turbo Golf. We've seen some videos on social media of what this car is, and it's an absolute monster. Just to give people an insight of what I'm talking about, can you just tell us what power this car is currently making?
I've seen a few figures, but just to keep it not biased or anything to dynos, I would say around 500 kilowatt to the wheel.
Wheel kilowatts, 500 wheel kilowatts.
Yeah, I've seen more figures, but I've had a lot of this.
I've seen the stuff you sent us. And torque, Richard?
It's around 800, I would say.
800 Newton meters at the wheels, eh?
At the wheels.
And this is a front-wheel drive, not a four-wheel drive.
Front-wheel drive.
That is insane. Can you tell us your best quarter-mile times?
So far by Midval, I ran at 10.25.
10.2 seconds.
Yeah.
10.2 seconds.
About a week ago or so, I ran at 10.3.
10.3.
At Holton.
That's insane. And the crazy part is you actually drove this car to the shoot location this morning, which is even more crazy. But let's get into the car, Richard. Let's start with the engine. Can you take us through what engine setup it's running?
It's basically a 2-litre 16-valve, running a 2E block on it. It's got FCP X-beam rods, billet main caps. It's got a Golf 5 steel crank, 10mm block brace, billet main caps everywhere, ARPs. Then I'm running a set of Worsner pistons with uprated wrist pins. Head is solid lifter, all Supertech inside. Cams are special cut, still ABF, but we work with solid lifter.
Okay.
And then that's pretty basic, setup on the ignition system on the car, like the coil, all that's still stock, everything.
Oh really? It's not individual coil packs?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Still running a dictator standard box.
No, you lie.
With a 4-bar map sensor now, finally, actually.
That shows the potential of the management system, eh?
Yeah, it's standard. I mean, it's nothing fancy.
Crazy. The turbo specs, what you running here, Richard?
It's a Precision 62mm with a .82 exhaust housing.
And boost, high boost setting?
2.5 bar.
2.5 bar.
I've boosted like 2.6, but it's now on 2.5 bar. We managed to get more power out of the car, with the 4-bar map sensor, because we could never fine tune it, the fueling. And
in terms of external wastegate and dump valve, what components are you running?
The wastegate's also Precision, and then the wastegate's after the dump valve is a Grady.
Okay.
Grady RZ.
And in terms of cooling, just a standard intercooler?
Yeah, standard intercooler.
No boost cooler, nothing?
Nothing fancy. Yeah.
And the car is running a little shots of nitrous, you said?
Yes.
And how many horsepower is that?
It's around 30-35 horse.
So it's a tiny shot actually.
Yeah.
You made mention it just to help you get off the line.
Yeah, it's basically, I have launch control on the car, but it's difficult to, to get the car staged and to be consistent the whole time. So that's why I use the nitrous to get the car out the block, because on very low tire pressure that I run on the 26 slicks, the car bogs down. You can rev it 8,000 and it still bogs down. So and launch control is it's a little bit aggressive. So the nitrous works better for me.
Just crazy
it's
stuff.
Better consistency.
In terms of the gearbox and clutch, what are you running here, Richard?
It's basically a diesel box with a Golf 6 GTI gear set, and then I'm running a M Factory LSD, which is not too aggressive. It's similar to a Quaife, and then I've got a Quartermaster triple plate clutch with a billet flywheel.
Oh, you could. That's definitely needed with that amount of torque. And in terms of suspension, Richard, what are you running here?
Well, it's basically stock Golf 1 suspension. It's got a custom-made subframe that was built by Branchworks. And then basically just poly bushes everywhere possible. And then I also change to strap the nose down, so the car doesn't limit lift. It's got just normal cheapy coilovers, nothing fancy.
Sure, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean top shock mountings, everything is stock. Nothing fancy. Yeah.
And I saw the car has a racing lightweight fuel cell.
Yes.
So the fuel tank's been removed and you just have a racing fuel cell. Richard, who was this car built by?
I built the car myself.
So everything's done by yourself?
Yeah, the car, the engine, everything I built. Like the roll cage was built by the guys in the Randfontein.
Yeah.
Stuff like the branch and the the intake manifold, and obviously the bottom suspension, that was built by Branchworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had small help in that from my good friend Mark Carstens as well with the car. And also, my tuner Colin, he's helped me a lot with like little things on the car.
And tuning, final tuning, Richard?
It's also done by Nitro Power Sport.
Nitro Power Sport, eh?
They're tuning the car.
Richard, let's move on to, before we go into the interior, what size injectors are you running?
It's 1,800 cc's.
1,800 cc,
Yeah.
eh? Okay, Richard, let's move on to the interior. Just take us through what has been done.
Well, basically, I mean, it's a stock Golf1 interior, nothing fancy. It hasn't been cut or anything. I just fitted basically a FI approved seat with a FI approved harness for safety. Full roll cage, the rear seat's removed obviously, but other than that, it's just, basically a custom, material and stuff that we use to recover the seats, the roof lining, the dashboard, and all that. And then obviously I've got the nitrous bottle mounted in it, and then I've got a fire extinguisher that's mounted to the roll cage. Just got two boost gauges, two gauges that control basically, RPM and then the boost, but it only reads 2 bars, so I don't really look at it anymore. But other than that, and then obviously I've fitted a 911 bore steering.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But other than that, it's just a normal Mk1 interior.
And the car hasn't been lightened from what I've seen. There's no Lexan windows.
There's actually Lexan windows.
Oh, it is Lexan.
But it's done very smart, so it actually works like normal glass.
It looks like OEM.
Yeah, it's still 3mm thick, but it's the whole door is still intact. It's got all the window frames and stuff in the doors. Nothing on the car been cut except the rear valance.
Okay.
Because obviously the car doesn't have an exhaust, so that piece that runs like that on the back of the Mk1, I basically just cut that piece away because the exhaust is at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then that's it. There's absolutely nothing else that's cut on the car. The car still has its heater box in. Everything is there.
That's crazy. Richard, what did this build cost, like an estimate?
I stopped counting a long time ago, but if I have to look at all the money I spent in the last 6 years, probably I'm there about 350 somewhere there that I spent.
Serious cash, yeah. And Richard, have you ever weighed this car?
Yes. So back in the day when we still had nationals in 2016, the car needed to be weighed every time. They were very, very strict on rules, not like race events is today where you can just do whatever you want. So they were very strict on weight, fueling, all that type of thing. It's the type of tire that you use. So the car weighed without me 930 kilos and with me 1,000. So it's still heavier than your normal
like an average Mk1, I think, eh?
Yeah.
And Richard, in your opinion, what was the changes or modifications you made to get you into the low 10-second bracket?
Well, look, the car's run a 10. My best is a 10.72 without nothing. When we still had prep events, but a lot has changed, with the engine and stuff. So we haven't had the opportunity to run again, at Tolton on a prep track. So traction is obviously a problem with the front wheel drive. So I built a rear traction bar. It's actually a wheelie bar, but it's more a traction bar than anything else. But that, it required setup on the car to see where the center of gravity and all that is, where the car is happy, where it actually hooks up. So when I built the bar, it made some difference. The car went a 10, I think it was a 1089 on an unprepared, which was a personal best. And then I started to dial in the center of gravity and obviously weight distribution. And then that dropped to 60 feet, and then the times went down. So I would say that's definitely the biggest thing.
The wheelie bar, hey?
But it's an outright, that's just when you run pure time. So basically seeing where this thing can go.
Okay.
For the bar. But without the bar, it's strong. It's strong enough.
I believe that 500 kilowatts is no joke, man.
Yeah, and I still, that's that. I don't even use that on the street. It's too much. It's always low boost. That's it.
Oh, really? Is it low boost today?
Yeah, low boost.
Richard, I'm not going to lie, I am actually terrified to go for a drive in this. And anything from your side that you want to add on in terms of what is done in the vehicle that we may have missed out?
Well, basically it's just, got a carbon fiber bonnet made by Big Boss Auto. It's a little bit of weight reduction, stuff like that. Fenders built out from steel. Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple setup. It's still your normal Golf 1.
Yeah, very
It's
cool.
nothing.
Very cool, Richard. I'm ready for the drive, man.
Okay, let's go. Good to go.
Yeah.
It's quite loud.
Yeah.
It doesn't have an exhaust on it, I think.
Oh, it's just a straight pipe down.
Yeah. It doesn't drive too bad, you know. This is like how I drive
Yeah,
in
it
the street,
doesn't.
you know.
So I've never been so scared in a car before. You're driving so slow and it's so terrifying. What fuel pumps you running here?
2044 gas fuel pumps.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs quite a lot of supply.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
So it drives on ethanol.
Full ethanol.
Yeah.
Fuel pressure regulator.
No fuel pressure regulator. I'm still using the standard rail, 20 valve rail. Gives enough pressure.
Okay. What boost is it on now?
1.3 bar.
1.3 bar.
Yeah.
Holy shit. No, insane. Insane. Is that the tires that I'm smelling?
Still wheel spins a lot though.
Is it 5-speed or 6-speed?
6-speed box.
6-speed. No man, this is just crazy. What boost was that?
2.5 bar.
This car could actually make you throw up, eh? If you're not used to this, you could actually throw up on being in this car.
I have to. It's aggressive, but
No, it's insane. I'm holding on to this roll cage over dear life.
and I'm not, you know, I'm just.
Sorry, you were saying?
I'm just giving it a little bit.
I can see you're not flooring it flat out.
Yeah, because you know I'm scared of if somebody is next to me in a car. You know.
Yeah, and also
because I rev it like there's like 6k. You know. If you rev it till 8,000, then you have to hold on.
have you like? Sure, I don't even know if a car has to line up with you on the road. What will happen?
Yeah, I've never driven it with a high boost. You know, on the road if I race somebody, because it's not necessary. The low boost is more than enough. standard management, so
Yeah.
you know there's always hiccups and stuff, but it's always small things that it puts you back. You know, that's the thing. A lot that you have to sort out.
Yeah. I think let's just, when we pull over, because it's a bit loud here, we'll finish the
Okay.
we'll finish the feature.
All right, yeah, because the car's a little bit louder.
Yeah, Richard, before we end the feature, is there anyone you'd like to thank with regards to this build?
Yeah, definitely. My tuner Colin, he's helped me a lot. You know, over the last 6 years to dial the car in and with the tuning and stuff. We had a lot of issues with the car in the beginning, because I'm running a very basic management system on the car. So there's always small things that always had an issue. You know? So like we'll tune the Friday night, I'm racing the Saturday, and we only finish like at 10 at night. You know.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, and also to Jan and them from the Branchworks team, they manufactured and fabricated a lot of the stuff on the car, like the intake manifold, the boost pipes, downpipe, and also the branch and all those type of things.
Yeah.
And and I mean, just everybody, all the the people that supported me over for the last 6 years. All my people, that's followed me and that I've inspired, to basically do what I did. Yeah,
it's crazy. Absolutely insane. The only thing I can compare this experience to is like sitting on a roller coaster, and I'm holding the handlebar here. But Richard, the car is absolute monster. I know the 9s are coming soon, and it's been an absolute pleasure and privilege to have you on, and I hope we get to see you soon, and I hope we get the updated times. And
yeah, definitely.
Thank you for this crazy experience.
That's a pleasure,
Richard. Thank you so much.
Sweet.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
man.